Toastmaster. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters and my honored guests. I want you to close your eyes for just a second. Just 1 second with me. I want you to think about a dream that you have that maybe you've given up on. A dream that maybe you've decided you failed at. Or maybe it's just a dream that you're working on right now that you're about to give up on. That you're about to call it quit. I want you to bring that to the front, because that's what I want to talk about today. All right, go ahead and open up your eyes. With that dream that you have, I want to insert one question. Is it too soon to quit? It's the only question. It's a question I can't answer for you. It's only a question you can answer. Is it too soon to quit? Being that it's National Arbor Day, I think that's how you say it. I looked at it, I didn't know if that's how you said it or not. But then it's National Arbor Day. I want to talk about my favorite tree, which is the Chinese bamboo tree. Who's heard of this tree before? I know Laura might have. There we go. All right, so this tree takes 5 years to grow from the ground, to break ground. 5 years. And during those 5 years, you have to water it, you have to fertilize it every single day, or it may not grow. For 5 years, right? After 5 years, in 5 weeks, it grows 90 feet tall. That is what most people call an overnight success. It is, it's true. Because what most people look at is the 5 weeks it took to grow 90 feet. They don't look at the 5 years it took to plant it in the ground, it took it to develop. They only look at the 5 weeks. I would say that your dream may be similar to the Chinese bamboo tree. It may take longer than you're thinking for it to grow. There are 3 steps in this tree that I think are significant, and I think they're significant to your goals and dreams as well. The first step is the planning stage. Now, that dream that you had in your mind, when you first thought of it, you usually are euphoric, right? You usually have some zeal. You're passionate about it. You forget to pick up your kids from school because you're thinking about this idea that you have, this dream, this massive idea that may change the world, that may make you a lot of money, make you super popular, give you whatever you want, right? You're writing it down. You even do a little research. Has anybody else done this? Yes, nobody else has done this before. Or I can do it better, right? You thought about that. You have all this passion about it. And what is the first thing you do with that? We're relational beings, right? What's the first thing you do? You go talk to a family or friend about it, a trusted family or friend. And you tell them, hey, I have this amazing idea. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna blow your mind. It's gonna change the world. And what does your friend say? This person that's loved you forever. What do they say to you when you have this dream, when you tell them about it? Maybe you shouldn't do that. That sounds risky. Nobody else has done that before. You should give that up, right? For most people, that's the end of the dream. You just, I feel so stupid for even thinking of it, right? They never plant that dream into the ground. Just like if I put a Chinese bamboo seed on this table, and I water it every single day, and I fertilize it every single day, is it ever gonna grow? No, you have to plant that seed into the ground. It's the same thing with your dream. You have to plant it. You have to say, I'm gonna do this no matter what else anybody else is saying. I might change my strategy. I might fail a couple times. I might get it wrong. I might make mistakes, but guess what? I'm gonna get this dream no matter what. No matter what anybody else says. That's planting it. That's planting in your mind so firmly that you can tell your mom, hey look mom, I know you raised me. I know you know what's best for me, but I'm not gonna listen to words you're saying on this front at all. That's bold. That's bold to say something like that, right? The next step to that is nurturing. For the Chinese bamboo tree, it takes 5 years of nurturing it every single day. That's the same thing as your dream. There's a lot of people who have dreams and they write it down once a year. When's that time? Once a year they write down this dream.
January 1st.
January 1st. They write down that dream once a year and they're surprised that it doesn't happen. They're actually surprised that that dream never comes to life. It's because you gotta write that dream down every single day. You gotta think about it every day. You gotta think of it day in, day out. Don't ever give up on it. Don't ever, even if you're not doing anything in it that day, you need to write it down, at least. When you wake up, write it down. When you go to sleep, write it down. When your wife asks you how your day was, tell her about it, right? So that's the nurture stage. This is the stage that most people give up on because this is the hardest stage. This is the stage where there may not be any fruit yet. This is the stage that you might not have broken from the ground yet. This is the stage Think about year 3 of growing the bamboo tree. Most other planters are gonna say, what are you doing, man? What are you growing there? Isn't it supposed to be growing already? It's been 3 years and nothing's there and you're out there every single day, man. Maybe you're doing something wrong. Maybe this is not for you, right? It's the same thing that might tell you for your dream. Man, you've been working on this for 5, 10 years and nothing's happened. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe you shouldn't do it. Maybe you should quit. So the question there is it too soon to quit? That's not a question I can answer for you. It's a question only you can answer, right? The last stage is the growth stage, the initial growth stage, when it first breaks through the ground, all right? Does anybody know anyone, or not personally, but know of anyone who made $1 million 1 year, and the next year they were $2 million in debt? You've heard those stories, right? They get a little bit of success, and something goes wrong. Something happens. Can you guess what happens? You forget to keep nurturing it. Just because it broke ground, it's not the end goal. That's not the end goal for it to break ground. The end goal is for it to grow 90 feet, right? So during that first, as soon as it breaks the ground, you still gotta hustle. You still gotta grind. You still gotta work at it. You still gotta write it down twice a day. You still gotta work on it for it to continue to grow. And hopefully, after it gets 90 feet tall, then you can start taking little trips to the Bahamas, all right? Then you can start relaxing maybe a little bit, maybe get some help signing off to somebody else, maybe passing on to your kids, all right? So that dream that you had in your mind that you're thinking about quitting on, maybe you're at that stage. Maybe you're at the stage where you got a little bit of success and it feels good. The question still remains, should you quit? Is it time to quit? Maybe you're at that stage where it's the growth stage where there's no fruit yet. The question remains, is it time to quit? Maybe you're at that stage where you still haven't planted it in your mind yet. You still don't believe it may not happen, or it may happen. The question remains, is it time to quit? I can't answer that question. Only you can. Thank you for your time.